Well, it's Saturday.
And welcome back wherever you are in the world and whenever you are in the world. You're with us, not in the Gunners Club, but a little bit more opulent today.
Opulent.
This boat actually is called the Opulence, and we're going to take a jacuzzi later, but we will save that for off camera.
Because what happens in the jacuzzi stays in the jacuzzi.
So we're in a boat just outside of Echuca, and Echuca is on the Murray River, which is basically in between Victoria and New South Wales. It's pretty much the closest place from the river to the city of Melbourne. And I've got a surprise for you today.
Okay, give it to me.
All right. Well, first I've got more of a shock. Do you remember we had ringside seats to the boxing the other night?
How can I forget?
Yeah, I'm still just about ringing from the shots because they were so close.
Nuri was the perfect host.
He was. And why don't you go back and have a look at the video that we've got on Nuri? I think you'll have a good laugh. We had a big laugh making it. Now, if the sting of what a cost is for a ticket was not enough, have a look at the price of buying a bottle of whiskey for ringside.
Oh, not just whiskey. A bottle of Grey Goose vodka. $320.
If you don't mind, $320 for a bottle of vodka.
Chivas Regal 12-year-old.
Yeah, which is in the store is about $45 to $50.
$300.
What's the most you've ever paid for a bottle? Because imagine paying $300 and just getting a bottle of Chivas Regal.
Johnny Walker Black.
Go on.
$300.
$300 for a bottle of Johnny Walker Black.
Are they insane?
People are paying it. People are paying it.
Maybe we're undercharging.
I've got something a little bit different to present today. Because it's all sort of the rage in Australia. We're heading into beautiful spring. Pinot Gris and Pinot Grigio.
Spring. Did you notice? I dressed for the occasion.
Well done. Grigio and Gris, no matter whether you want to call it by its French name, Gris or Grigio in Italian, it's from the same grape, so it just means it's grey grape. Essentially, that's what it is. If you have a look at the colour of the grape actually is between golden or to pinkish in colour, and originally was a Pinot Noir grape that had a bit of a mutation. But a happy end for us.
A mutation.
There is a bit of a difference in Australia between a Grigio and a Gris, apart from its origin, because we quite happily make this wine in Australia, and we just slap whatever name on it that we want it to be. But for a Grigio, you're expecting something a bit more early pick, so probably a little bit lighter in the alcohol, and you're expecting it probably hasn't tasted much wood at all, and the flavours will be more the green apple and a bit more citrusy. But for France, because usually they do use a bit of wood, it's usually a little bit higher in alcohol, a little bit more oily in the mouth and complex. You can tell I like French stuff, can't you? You'll expect the flavours to be a bit more vanilla as well, so a little bit more complex, probably not quite as refreshing. Now, I've done something here. I've split the difference and I've gone for a New World. Now, they've called it, it's round theory, they've called it a Pinot Gris. So were they going for something which is of the French style, or did they simply just say, well, this is what we call it in New Zealand? Now, I think there's a few keys here that will tell me what I'm expecting. For a start, if you have a look, the beast has got what looks to me like apples and citrus fruits around it, so I'm expecting it to be closer, actually, to an Italian-style Grigio than what I am to Pinot Gris. As well as that, it's from Marlborough. Now, Marlborough is an area in the very north of the South Island of New Zealand. It experiences amazing sunshine, and it's world known. I tell you, if you haven't tried a Sauvignon Blanc from Marlborough, you haven't tried a Marlborough wine.
So, are you telling me that this is better than a cask, a cask dry white or something?
Well, it's hard to say because, again, with that particular grape, it can actually be something which is extremely dry up to something which is really fruity and peary, like a much-loved Italian, a much-loved French wine. So I really don't know. I bought it because it's interesting. I wanted to play around with the fact that it's actually a New World take on it. And also, I'm interested in wines which are using different ways of sealing it. So see on this one, there's strictly no cork at all. It's a different shaped bottle as well. So I thought, well, why not? We don't have to be completely conventional. But let's see what we think of it. And, oh, it's wine o'clock.
It's always wine o'clock. I'll let you do the honours.
Oh, well, thank you. That means I'll serve myself.
Yeah.
So if you ever go to a sporting event, my tip for you is instead of buying packaged beers or something like that, go to the bar where they're serving wine by the glass and it's poured by a human hand, and particularly from a person who probably is not from a culture that's used to drinking wine, and you'll find you probably get a double glass of wine for the same price. That's my trick.
Yeah, it is a very interesting label.
Yeah.
Oh, that smells right.
Yes.
Oh, I could drink that quite happily.
Yeah, so although they've called it a Pinot Gris, my instincts were right. The fact it's from Marlborough and you've got so much sunshine means that they'll pick the grape earlier. It'll be a lower alcohol. It'll be a little bit more tart.
Yes, it is. And you know how we like a bit of tart.
Well, we do have strict feelings on that. In fact, we have a written policy, I understand.
Yeah, well, it's been codified and everything.
I love playing with different wines. This one I bought because they're a little bit out of the ordinary. It's called Round Theory. The packaging's different. The way they've sealed it is different. The artwork is different. The fact that they're talking about being carbon neutral and being green friendly, etc. Different. The fact that they've given themselves a French name for the grape, but they've done it in an Italian style. It's all different. So it's a way of sort of turning the wine on its ear. And in fact, the wine which I'm making at the moment, I'm about to label it, and I'm going to call it the Greek word which basically means upside down, because I like the unconventionality of wine. And I think you should really look for that too when you go shopping. Don't just buy the same labels all the time. Try something from the new world. If you're Australian and you love Australians, why not go for something a bit softer and occasionally try South American, for example? And if you go from Marlborough, this is something out of the bag that's different, but the Cab Savs, and you buy the Cab Savs by the truckload, don't you?
Yes, not so much the Cab Sav, but the
Sauv Blancs.
yes,
Sauv Blancs.
correct.
Yeah, the
Yes.
Sauv Blancs, I meant, yeah.
But they have a distinctive flavour to my palate, which is like passion fruity, and not everybody gets that, but that's what comes through with me, and I just think it's fantastic. But back to this one. What better place to enjoy than on a boat, on the river, it's sun shining.
Charcuterie board.
The girls have done well. We'll have to leave them a morsel. This is brilliant. There should be more of it. In fact, I believe there is more of it.
To your health.
You have a good one, guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you later.